What if you are a real estate agent and you are afraid to make phone calls? Is there any hope for you? Or should you just hang it up and go find a different career? In today's episode, we go deep on phone call reluctance, why you have it, and how to overcome it. Know this, there is hope for you. Stay tuned, watch this episode. We're going to help you unlock what's holding you back. Hey guys, welcome back to Think Bigger Real Estate. I'm your host, Justin Stoddart. And today we're going to help you identify, number one, is it necessary to make phone calls in real estate? And number two, how do you get unstuck if you are stuck? Before we get into that, I want to ask you to subscribe to this channel, hit the little bell notification. Guys, we are dropping bombs of wisdom, and I don't want you to miss anything. Is that I've actually put down my phone number, my email address, and a link to my calendar. Because guys, here's the reality, is I have people reaching out to me all the time wanting to get unstuck, how they can grow their real estate business. And I absolutely love it. It's my favorite thing. That's why I chose to do what I do for a living, is because I love helping people like you get unstuck. So please reach out. I can't wait to hear from you and help you get unstuck in growing your real estate business. We in real estate as service-based professionals get paid to use our mind and our mouth to help lead people to make great decisions in real estate. When we're in that role, we're auditioning through preliminary conversations. We're auditioning through having conversations that lead to them signing an agreement to have us represent them. And so it is completely necessary for us to be in conversation with people prior to them choosing to use us. Conversion, them converting to using you as the real estate agent, hinges on that conversation, what that looks like, sounds like, how confident they feel that you will help them to get from where they are to where they want to go. So there is no way around being a very successful real estate agent and having lots of very valuable conversations. They are synonymous. Now, I will tell you that there are some agents who are not good at making phone calls. They're afraid of it. It could be to cold market. Like, I don't want to call for sale by owners. I don't want to call expired listings. Or for some people, it's even, I'm afraid to pick up the phone and call my friends. I'm afraid to pick up the phone and call expired listings. Today, I'm going to teach you why that is true and how you can get over it. Because while some agents have figured out how to kind of navigate that and send a lot of emails and just pick up the phone when people call them, their potential and your potential is limited when you have phone call reluctance. So now that we've established that your potential is limited if you are not willing and confident to pick up the phone, I'm going to talk to you about the three major reasons why you are limited. And we're going to start the process of helping you get unstuck. Before I go there, I actually want to thank a coach of mine who helped me to get unstuck. His name is Wally Bressler. I'll put a link to reach out to him if you want to go deeper on this topic. Thanks to you, Wally. You helped me to unlock some stuff. I'm going to share with you some of what was holding me back, and this is going to be really helpful for you. Point number one, there's something traumatic in your past that is causing you to associate pain with making phone calls. But let me share with you what Coach Wally helped me to unlock. I had, as a child, a stuttering problem. In other words, and you've probably been around people who had a severe stuttering problem. In other words, they went to open their mouth and they actually could not talk. Like, nothing came out. It was more, it sounded like this. For example, if I was going to say mom, it'd be uncomfortable, right? Uncomfortable for you right now. You can imagine being in my shoes. Ironic that now here I am speaking for a living. So just know that whatever your weaknesses are, they can become strengths. What happened is when I was going through that process is that I realized that opening my mouth was associated with embarrassment and discomfort for me and everybody else around me. And I didn't want to do that. I didn't want other people to feel uncomfortable. I didn't want to feel terribly embarrassed and uncomfortable. So I just decided I'm not going to talk. Now, thankfully, my parents interjected and they got me some speech therapy to where I was able to overcome that. But all these years, I've had a reluctance to pick up the phone. I didn't realize this until I really started working with a coach on this. Another thing, I was involved in a network marketing company at a kind of pivotal point in my career. And I assumed because I wasn't selling like lotions and juices, that it was more deregulated energy, that people would be more respectful of being a part of a network marketing company. Little did I know that many of my friends were very averse to this and they refused to talk to me anymore. Like, it was very hard. Again, I associated opening my mouth and reaching out to people as being something that would cause me to lose friends. So those couple of scenarios were kind of buried away deep inside, and I knew them. It's not like I ignored them entirely, but I didn't really associate that with maybe that's causing me to have some call reluctance. There was some trauma there that was keeping me from being who I could be. And so I want you to think right now about what might might have happened in your past, if by chance you again have call reluctance, that cause you to maybe feel embarrassed when you open your mouth, or maybe it was combative. Maybe somebody was very mean to you. There's probably something out there. And just by simply being aware of that, you will recognize that your subconscious starts to realize like that was a long time ago. That doesn't mean that you're going to have this pain moving forward, and you'll actually start to overcome it. So that's the first step. I want you to know that this is really a healthy experience. It very much was for me to be able to realize like, oh, okay, that's what's holding me back. That's kind of silly. And interesting enough, after I went through this exercise, Coach Wally, who walked me through it, the next day I reported back, I was like, dude, I made 10 phone calls today that I've been delaying for a long time. Now, I wasn't completely paralyzed and not making any phone calls, but there were some phone calls that were a little more scary to me that I was not making. I had a list of probably 10 people that I had not called, that all of a sudden I was like, why would I not call them? That's not scary, right? It's not like I'm calling the Taliban and they're going to come to my house and get me. Like, what am I afraid of, right? And you start to like make sense of this, and the stuff that's silly, your mind starts to cast out and put into its proper perspective. Step number 2 is that you care too much about approval, right? Unless these people who you're afraid to call, whether it be friends or whether it be potentially cold market people, whoever they are, unless they are currently paying your bills and they're going to turn off that payment or they're going to harm your family, you shouldn't care. Maybe some of you have heard this before. If you were to look at someone's funeral, most of the people that knew that person don't make time to go to the funeral, number 1. And number 2, many of the people who go to the funeral don't go to the graveside service if it's raining. It just puts it in perspective. As much as we want to be very impactful in the lives of other people, there's a very small group of people who love us so much that they're willing to really be sad when we go. I know that sounds awful. Hopefully that doesn't destroy you. But when we put our future and our livelihoods in the hands of people who, number 1, we don't even know, or number 2, who we do, but the reality is they don't care about us that much. I know that's sad to say, but it's true. And that when we have that ability to not care as much, to just not be so hungry and desperate for approval, when we're able to like say, it's okay if they don't approve of this. It's okay if they don't love me or like me. You might lose some followers, but you're going to gain customers. Here's the difference, is you're not seeking to get something from anybody. Get that out of your head. I'm not here to get something. I'm here to give. That you have expertise, you have the mindset, and you have a heart to want to help people. And you're simply reaching out to identify who needs my help so that I can apply what I know to help them. And once that starts to flip of like, I really have value, like they're going to be in less of a good spot if I don't reach out. What that will do is it will realign reality with who you are as a giver. And you'll start to think about this differently. You'll start to realize like, I'm not here to take anything from anybody. I'm not here to get something from them. I'm here to give. And I'm looking for people to whom I can give. And the people who don't like it, who are put off by it, they're probably put off by something else in life as well that's silly. So don't get hung up on that. It's not that important. So that's the second thing. Again, if you've been at a spot where it's like, oh my goodness, but what are they going to think of me? Trust me, they're not thinking about you as much as you think. They're just not. What you should be thinking about is the people that I love and care about, the causes and missions that are important to you, providing for your family and your loved ones and your future in a certain way. That's what should matter. And you're connecting, you're aligning that life that you want to live with the activities of today. If I'm going to reach out and I'm going to find people to help, whether it's people you know or people you don't know, you can overcome this. It's really hard to get really good at something just thinking about it. It's step number 3, stop stewing, start doing. There is nothing that will convince you of what I'm saying here more than just picking up the phone and calling somebody. Out of genuine, authentic care and concern for that person, reaching out to say, how are you doing? What's going on in your life? This would be a phone call to someone that you know, but genuinely caring about them and knowing that you have the ability to serve them when it comes to real estate. When you start to make those phone calls where it's, I'm genuinely interested in hearing about you, I care about you, all of a sudden it's like, oh my goodness, that wasn't scary. And they were so glad to hear from me. The reality is people are getting far fewer phone calls than they ever used to from people that they know. And when somebody calls us now, instead of just texts us, it means more than it ever has before. So stop stewing, start doing, and you'll realize like, oh my goodness, the boogeyman in the closet was actually not scary at all. The boogeyman in the closet was actually all in my own head. So these, again, are the 3 tips. All of this will put you in a great position to be auditioning through conversations with people, to be in high-paid conversations. In other words, representing them when it comes to their real estate. You guys, I'm so thankful that you tuned in today to listen. Again, please subscribe and hit the bell notification. And also reach out to me if I can help you at all. If I can help you get unstuck, happy to even spend a few minutes with you. text me, email me, let me know what I can do to serve you, help you get unstuck in your real estate business. The friction you're feeling right now is unnecessary. I can help you. Allow me to do that. Have a great day, guys. And in the meantime, go think bigger. Talk soon.